So I posted the link to the Notion in the scheduling channel. And let's see, I'll come down here, share the screen. And we're live. Okay, who would like, wow, amazing. I love seeing you guys all here. What are 3 times 4, 12? That's amazing. Who wants to start us off with your check-in this morning? Let's see, here we go. Who's here? Willie, you want to go first?
Sure. Morning, everybody.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Just waking up, but I'm excited to start the week. And my focus this week, give economy stuff, however I can help there. I think it's the biggest priority. And then for governance stuff, looking forward to hearing about all the improvements you guys have made with payments and rewards, and maybe talking about source credit. Sounds like the hot agenda for today. And I'll pass to Amin.
Hi everyone. I may leave this call soon because I have another call after and I have things to do. But I'm happy to be here, be longer. I'm here to say hi to those who were not in the previous call. Yeah, I pass it to Griff.
Yeah, I'm super chill, excited about governance. And Willie, yeah, let's plan on having a call either maybe Thursday night and really hacking on the how we add the airdrop people and some other Give Economy stuff. But other than that, it's go time on Give Economy, so that's exciting. And distractions, I'm probably going to eat a little bit during this call. So I'll pass it to Hannah.
Awesome. I meant to join the last call, but then I was having Discord issues and Mateo helped me figure them out. So thank you, Mateo. Hopefully no more issues, but that would be a distraction this call, but I think I got it all sorted out. Let's see, I'll be helping out Danny and we'll be talking about kind of the fix for the PAN payments and what that'll look like and the process we went through to get that, and then also proposing a monthly meeting around the 3 circle leads, probably talking about or adjusting the scores for how we pay out the PAN every month, but we'll get more into that later. And let's see, that's kind of a broad overview. And I will pass it to Lauren.
Hey everyone. I'm going to be traveling today and tomorrow, so I'm a little bit distracted by getting things in order, and that's also going to take me out of things just today and tomorrow, probably. But yeah, my priorities for the week are predominantly to focus on Give Economy. I'm talking right now with Rodri, who's going to work on design stuff, so I'm excited to sync up with him and just continue to push that forward. I don't have anything else. Oh yeah, I guess and then also just moving forward with the mission. After we get the circles done, I want to get the final Giveth mission up and continue to mold this. Those are my intentions for the week. I don't have anything else to add to the agenda. I'll pass it to Mateo.
Yeah. Hey guys. Feeling super energized. I'm happy to see you all. Expectations for this call is to talk about the source credit, the redistribution of the payments and all of that. That sounds interesting to me. And also how that's going to work out with the circles. No distractions. Happy to see you all. Pass it to Michi.
You didn't just call me Michi, did you? Unbelievable. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good. My distractions is I'm camping in the forest right now, so squirrels and all that. and my intentions for this week would be just to guide the circles proposal and pick up any dev work or user testing that needs to happen. And that's it. My priority for this call is to talk about the ramp network call that Willie and I had last week. And I will pass it to Ashley.
Hey everybody, feeling pretty good this morning. It's kind of one of those like cloudy, misty, rainy mornings here in Costa Rica, so I'm like wrapped in my blanket and all cozy and warm, and and that's nice. And my intentions for the week, or my priorities for this week, are just a lot of documentation stuff. I'm working on a contributor's guide, project verification documentation, as well as like moving forward there. And my priority, I guess, for this call, I don't really have anything to add to the agenda. I want to talk about maybe source cred and see how the numbers are, and start collecting information from people. So I think that I think everybody else is gone. Oh no, Mia's here. Oh, and Forrest is here too. Mia, do you want to go?
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. Good morning. I'm feeling really good, and my intentions are just to listen and to read and to learn. Thanks. Passing it to Farah.
Hey everyone, happy to be here. My intentions are to kick off Sprint 13 for Give Economy and collaborate with Donna on getting everything organized and maybe making some adaptations to how we run this sprint based on the call we just had with everyone before this one. And also, road mapping with the comms team and getting prepared for my maternity leave. And I will pass it back to you, Danny.
Great. For me, I am feeling pretty excited this week. It's super full, and it's super full of awesome. And I'm gonna go stay at Lauren's house for a couple weeks while she's away, and give myself a little bit of space. So that feels really nice. I cleaned up the agenda here and kind of made some tweaks to it to help us be more efficient and move some of these items through the processes this week. And also, it was a great experience having Hannah here working on some things last week. And we identified a ton of stuff that we can't decide ourselves. So that's why I want to dive into this agenda. So the first thing I felt like we need to do here, let me just come back and check. Last check to see if anybody has anything else to add to the agenda now that you're seeing it, or did I miss anybody who joined? No, okay, good. I noticed that none of the, I want to speak to you here since I know you said you're going. The Trace team is not here on this call, but there will be an action item coming out of this call because Mohammed, most of the people on the Trace team, you can see the names in the agenda, all qualify for the Give token distribution. So we need to get their wallet addresses. And I've put a space in the agenda for where to put those wallet addresses. The rest of you, it would be good to just check your addresses as well and make sure that's right going forward, because I'll submit the proposals for that. So, and I feel like I'm being left while I was, oh, no, you're there. You just turned your camera on. Yeah, so we'll be putting up the proposal to mint tokens, and I need to have everyone's addresses. So Hannah, that applies to you as well in order to get those proposals up today. So I just want to make sure you heard that.
Where can I check people can check the address?
Let's see, it is in this spreadsheet that I will make sure is linked in the agenda. Right here is the doc. So let's see. All right, I just put a link into a Google Doc in the agenda, and I can put it into Discord in the DAO channel as well. I think is probably the right place to do that.
Yeah, we have permission to edit that.
That's in the DAO channel now. All right, that I wanted to hit before you left. I mean, great. So under the first section I have is around our procedures. We've been making changes. We've added the advice process. We've added timelines and things, and we've had a few other discussions. So especially as Hannah and I have been going through all of the different numbers on these spreadsheets, we've realized we need to tighten up our process around things like when people are added, when their status changes, such as a new Discord handle, whether people are receiving regular rewards or not, and when that begins. Source cred is something we've really got to pour through. We're noticing that, as well as the praise, because if things change, then numbers aren't right. We want to make sure we're calculating to the best of our ability. So to that end, I just want to have an item here on the check-in. Has anybody's statuses changed? I know I saw that we added Rodri and Mosaid to the design team, so I wanted to just check in. I believe this means we need to activate these people in SourceCred. And just want to, can anybody tell me, is that something we need to do? Are these where are they at in the hiring process? I don't have a Marco here to answer that.
I can't speak to where we're at with the hiring process, but I can speak to the source cred part and activating people within source cred. And I think that even if people who are active in source cred aren't actively interacting on each platform, then the numbers won't be skewed at all. So I guess the decision needs to be like at what point do we activate people who start contributing within source cred?
I mean, but there is also a big difference that the credit will still be distributed to those people, but for active people, the grain won't be distributed. So that's like important to know. When we activate them, all the credit that was already being distributed to those people will be given on the next distribution. So it's not like that important. By the time that we activate them, it's not like wasted work, let's say. So it's fine.
See, oh, that's good.
So I don't think we have like any process in place right now for activating new contributors. I think this is probably something we'll roll into this monthly process.
Actually, I did develop something and I showed it to some people. I presented it like very loosely at a call a while back when I started working on it, but we never voted on any like specific parameters. But basically, I just set it loosely to like the document that I created. Like if you run the macros every month, in like you can get it in like 2 minutes. It'll show, or like probably like 1 minute, but it'll show anyone who has cred, overall cred, over 10, and overall cred in the last 3 months greater than 3. I just set it like super low so we could see everyone that we might want to add to the sheet. And but I was like, I feel like maybe we should vote on like how much, like what we want those parameters to be exactly. But it is set up where it'll look at source cred and automatically calculate like basically anything that it calculates like total cred and cred over 3 months, but we can set the filters to anything where if we want to only see people with more than 15 cred or 5 cred or anything, we can change those. So if we want to like figure
Okay, that sounds like probably a forum post, and we can work on that, Hannah.
Perfect.
And then on the like hiring process, so Roger and Mo are considered more like contractors, so they're like freelancers. So that it's not like a salary like every month or whatever, at least at this stage. That's what Marco's MO is right now, just getting freelancers that are cool to fit flexible design needs.
Yeah.
So, but they passed his first tests, and now he's like excited to introduce them to us and give them tasks.
Great. So in that respect, they're considered new contributors. And so they would be under like the pan payout piece. So we want to make sure that we're those contributions.
Yep. And is there just since you mentioned praising, is there like a way that we're quantifying praise? Is there like a
That's exactly what our kind of hack session is at the end of this, Griff, because we have new circles, and we need to decide who are the 3 people from a person from each circle that's going to do the quantification each month.
So basically, yeah, right now we're summing up all the praise that a member got, contributor got in 1 month. And then we're also getting an adjusted source cred score. So we lower that source cred score for regular contributors and then don't lower it for not regular contributors. And that are like receiving regular payments. And then from there we get like a percentage of total rewards, but then right now Danny has been going through and manually adjusting those and putting like the human touch on it. And yeah, we were thinking that it could be maybe like the 3 circle leads that do that instead of just up to 1 person having like a meeting where people go through where everyone basically adjusts them and then you take the average of that or something like that so that it's not just all on 1 person for like that judgment call. But that's how we're calculating it now.
Yeah, and to be clear, last month I went through and made adjustments, then posted it on the forum and asked people to take a look and give me feedback. And I did get a bit of feedback and make a couple of changes. But we caught so many problems after that process that I want to go back to doing what we were doing with having the monthly review by multiple people. Oops, sorry, lost my window. Okay. All right, so that's something we need to hack on. I don't want to spend too much time in this first part of the call on that. I do want to give Hannah also the chance to mention that as a new contributor who's been here with us for 4 months now, I think is what I see when I look that back. She's going to be receiving some RGIV. And we did some hacking on creating a role description. Johanna, do you want to speak to that? I think it's that we decided you're going to put a proposal up to have folks take a look at that description.
Yeah, I can. So basically, when I met with Danny, we kind of looked at like a lot of work that needs to be done and things that I could take off her plate potentially and things like that. So I've been working on a job description and I can post a link or a role description. I can post a link to that. But basically like the overarching things are like DAO administrator, governance circle steward, payments administrator, some financial tracking, and then also doing some work with like the token economy and learning more about that and like bringing all those things together. And let's see, yeah, I can post what I have so far for that or share a link to that document. It's just in the applications folder right now, but I can do that. And then, yeah, we found out that there's like there's a lot to be done. So hopefully I can get more involved and help out even more.
Yeah, it's definitely a very full-time role with support needed, and I am not full-time, and we really want to be able to step up how we're tracking all of these things. So I'm really, really grateful, Anna, for all the support that you've provided so far. I hope you all are finding her to be a great member of the team. And I do know that we have hiring process that we're drafting, so we're kind of trying to put together our needs from within the governance circle first, and then we can send that to Heather, I think is the gal who's doing the hiring, and get this as an official job posting and go through an appropriate process as we're in this transition. Griff, thoughts?
Yeah, and also I have Freshell has just been hired by General. So just like background, General Magic is Marco, Vitor, Fabio, and Mitch, right? Obviously, Mitch contributes a lot to Giveth. Marco contributes a lot to Giveth. Sometimes Fabio and Vitor pop in as needed, but because we have a nice dev team, they're usually in other places. But also Heather, who is does hiring. She's just like purely for hiring. Is a really great contributor to General Magic. And Freshell just got hired this month as like doing accounting, helping me make sure that payments happen in Common Stack, Giveth, General Magic, and DAppNode, and everywhere else, even like, you know, different random places that I have people working with me, right? So I think Freshell would be a great partner in crime to support a lot of these things. What she's been doing lately, or what her tasks are right now, are to do accounting everywhere, but also to help draft contracts with everyone so that we have like a standard contract for what I am generally calling the Giveth Galaxy, which is like Common Stack, DAppNode, Giveth, and all these things. All the things that I'm working in. And then, so she could help draft some of these contracts. She is like a professional accountant, like, you know, has a degree and worked for Deloitte and all these things. She's in the Philippines, but so time zone is a challenge sometimes. But I'm sure she would be a great partner in crime for a lot of the stuff that you're working on, Hannah. So, and she has some space in her schedule this week and next. So it'd help me out to give her more work.
Yeah, perfect. I'll definitely connect with her. We'll find a time and then kind of cover, what we can work on and kind of get done. Also, I did post the like rough draft that I worked on and had like Ashley and Laura look at. That's in the DAO channel if anyone wants to look.
Awesome. Okay, I think that gets us through the new member, the housekeeping on process updates. I do have one other item on here because as I was looking at the various proposals and what status they're all in, we will probably need to, as we go through this, identify which proposals actually need to go to the DAO to be voted on or not. Things we've been talking about so far all fall under that DAO requirement because there's resources involved. But we did talk last week, I believe, that circles have the freedom to create their own discussion and advice process and make decisions that don't need to go to the DAO. So like, for example, the proposal from the platform circle for the Giveth.io and Trace for integration, integrating the sprint management for those two products. I don't see why that would need to go to the DAO. So like there's some that seem pretty easy, but if something truly affects all three circles or is a budget item or a hiring item that we all want to make sure the whole team feels a part of it. So those are the things I'm kind of looking for to define as we go through reviewing the proposals. Does anybody have any thoughts, questions, concerns around the processes so far for governance right now? Okay, Mitch, do you want to jump in and talk about the Ramp Network partnership that you added before we go into proposals?
Yeah, just talking on that briefly. Will and I met with somebody from Ramp Network. They said maybe they would have some fiat solutions for us, and it turned out like it was basically no new information, but they offered to do a partnership with us and gave us the resources to put a widget on our front end to make fiat on-ramping really easy. They've got low fees. They're available in a bunch of countries, and so just if that's something that you guys think is worthwhile to implement on the front end, or if it's not worth our time, or if it doesn't fit with where we are on the roadmap, then we can move on from that. But they were very responsive, had a really good meeting, and maybe it's something that will evolve to something more useful with time. But just want to get some input on that.
Is that only a top-up solution, like they buy basically tokens using fiat?
Yeah, we were trying to talk to them, like Willie was there and saying, like, can they do payment processing, like credit cards straight to crypto on the project, and unfortunately that's not something that they can do right now. So yeah, it's basically like a top-up solution with low fees, and we can leverage their user support instead of having it all fall on us, I think, for some of those top-up solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't Taurus have a top-up option that we already have integrated?
Yeah, that's why this isn't a huge high priority, is that right now a lot of these wallets already have built-in fiat ramps. The point that they did make is that oftentimes Taurus or MetaMask, they add fees on top of the fiat ramp. So if we were to integrate it, then we could not add any fees, and that'd be nice for the users. Also, Ramp has support for some layer 2s, I think Polygon, and so it's even lower fees there, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it's a nice to have. It's definitely not going to give our users the ability to do anything that they can't currently do. It just could make the experience a little bit smoother, and then maybe save them some fees. And it could be pretty low effort. We wouldn't want to spend a lot of time on this integration, but if there's a way for us just to like add a button that says buy crypto and it just pops open like any window with Ramp, that's pretty interesting. If it's like a widget that pops up in our UI that's also really low effort, we just like pop in a script. That's interesting. But I wouldn't prioritize it over any of the gig economy stuff that we're working on.
Yeah.
Exactly. The idea is they would just push a buy crypto button, and then they would have the ability to put that in their current wallet, or they would have to create a new wallet through Ramp.
Yeah, we would pass through their connected wallet, basically. Okay. And they could paste in any address, but it would use the existing wallet that they have connected to Giveth.
Yeah. And then I know that the fiat... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ash.
I was just going to say, I know that the fiat to crypto and crypto to fiat thing is in transition right now, and there's a lot of big players getting involved in the game, like PayPal and Visa is even creating a crypto debit card. So like it's evolving all the time, and I think the options are going to come. I know I was trying to look for a little bit into the option that Gaia Gives was going with. It's called Bendable, but they don't have a whole lot of information on their site. It's more so like set up a call with them and see what the options are. But that's what they were using, or what Max is planning on using for Gaia Gives, and it seems like they have a pretty good donate in fiat, the project gets fiat, the project gets crypto, but then they could easily cash it out all within the same system. So it's definitely something to look into, but there's not a whole lot of available information without like setting up a meeting with them.
Vendable was super cool. I got to talk with Max about it, and they gave me the rundown. Last time I chatted with them about it, the way that they were getting around that was actually having like an LLC that I think Gaia Gives was going to run, basically, that actually handled that like third party, like they were getting the fiat or the crypto, and then they were like sending it to the project, basically. And they were like about to go talk to a lawyer about the legalities around that. So I'm definitely interested in staying up to speed with that, but it seemed like either we would have to have like Giveth would have to take part in that money transfer, which we don't want to do, or we'd have to find somebody else who's willing to do that, which maybe could be Gaia Gifts, but also they still needed to talk to the lawyer. But I agree, Ashley, that like something like PayPal and these solutions that are coming, I don't think this is going to be a problem for forever. So that is one reason that there's benefits for us to just focus on some other good priorities right now and then wait for someone else to solve this problem so we can integrate them.
I wonder how SPG could be involved in that, like, third party, because we kind of have an agreement with them where we can do the same thing, but I don't know if that's an option with that. That just popped into my mind.
It totally could be the solution there if they were willing to do that. But then we would need basically the projects to, I think, go through, like, apply to SDG. So I think there's either, like, we set up like a sub-DAF, which is definitely a viable path for doing this. If this problem doesn't get solved and we need to do something creative, is Giveth becoming its own, like, sub-DAF, or kind of like SDG is, where we have the ability to approve projects and take them under our umbrella and be the bank account for them, basically.
So I don't want to hijack this into a big discussion, but I was just hoping to get some consensus so I can respond to the rep from Ramp Network if we think it's worth their time. Like, it's a pretty low effort solution, and I mean, we can just pop it there and leave it, or if we want to use our dev resources for something else. And
I think it's just Mateo's call. Mateo and Ludwig, wherever they want to put it on their to-do list, right?
Yeah, basically I was thinking that if it's only a widget, we can allow to the MetaMask accounts to have the top-up, not only the Torus, so that could be cool if it's just a widget and there's not much need for development on it. So we can move on to that, Mitch, and I can integrate it. I don't believe that it's going to be that hard.
yeah, okay, I'll forward you the email, and I'd like to just keep working on them and maybe nag a bit if we can get some direct to XDAI on ramping, but we'll see.
Okay.
This is just on ramp, right? This is just by crypto. It doesn't do anything on the back end for projects at all to get their crypto out of the project.
To off ramp, I don't think so. Okay, well, I feel like this agenda topic's complete unless there's anything else.
Awesome, thanks.
Great, thank you.
Okay, the next section is proposals that are currently in the advice process on our forum. I did shift things slightly I saw, Mitch, you put the platform, the MVV platform circle description up under the platform circle topic. I thought that was great. So I also changed the community circle description to be within their own topic with a governance tag. So that seemed a little cleaner and simpler to track. The platform circle descriptions are up there for the comment period. I saw something kind of cool in there where some of these we could actually just set timers on them. So as you guys are start using this forum more, there's some lovely little features in there that can help us get these things closed and managed with some automation. But so the 3 platform circle descriptions are all up there for people to be commenting on, as well as the Giveth.io and Trace for integration proposals. So please feel free to comment on those if you have them. At least give thumbs up and say you think it's great if you don't have any changes to request. I don't think we need to talk about those at all here today, unless any of you feel strongly that you'd like to advocate or ask a question regarding your proposal. Mitch, Lauren, no, okay. We're going to talk more about the governance one anyways shortly. The next things that are on there, so the thing I mentioned before Amin left is our RGive token distribution. So interesting thing, Griff, you might have more light to shed on this, but when I look at our praise spreadsheet, I notice that praise for the month of June is really, 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 really low. Really, really low. Like, pretty sure a bunch of praise is missing from June. So we're not using praise numbers for a calculation right now. The only thing that this issue is triggering for me when I look at it is, for example, Bowen, who contributed in April and May, and now in July, doesn't appear to have any praise in June. I haven't gone through and scoured it. Go ahead.
So there was a issue with the praise bot apparently in June and in the TEC and Comstack for like 2.5 weeks, or I don't remember exactly. There were no praise, and so ViViV, a contributor in the TEC, actually made a new bot to scrape the praise, so he can also run that in Giveth, and we can just recapture all the praise. We did it already for a couple things, so good catch.
Yeah, I thought I saw that go by, and that you guys worked on a solution, so we would like that solution, please. Terrific. Okay, I'm pretty sure we'll see something in Bowen there, but the main glitch that caused was that technically he did have back in March, so there's still a 3-month run, even, but I'm pretty sure some will come up. Anyway, by running all of those numbers, we've got Ramin, Monique, Mohammed, Merlin, Hannah, and Bowen as the newest members of our Reputation DAO. Yay. So those, I'm going to put the proposals into Aragon and get those tokens here minted. But first, a proposal on the advice process, and if anybody wants to challenge anything or thinks that there's somebody else should also be getting tokens or anything like that, please let me know. That's the main piece for that one. Then, just that window. So our Give token distribution, that's very exciting. Okay, so the PAN overpayment correction. God bless you, Hannah. Can I just say that? I can look at the numbers and I can analyze it and I can say something doesn't look right and we need to go figure it out. But Hannah goes through and scrapes the data from the right places and puts in amazing calculations that are helping us to figure this out. So I'll just show you, you can see this, right? Can you see the monthly budget allocation spreadsheet on my screen share?
Just Notion right now, or I just see Notion.
Okay, well, we don't have to dive into it from my screen because I'm gonna let you share when we get to hacking on that. But balancing the correction out over the June and July payout period is what we're in the process of right now. And I'm gonna let Hannah walk through all the things she did to solve this problem after I move quickly through the remaining agenda, which is very little. We passed the Giveth values revision. We passed the Giveth values revision on the DAO. The current proposals pending are just this token distribution, and then we'll do the PAN payouts. That's really all I have. The only other thing on the agenda besides diving into this PAN payout and budget allocations spreadsheet is there is a proposal currently in process in the advice process for the initial Give mining configuration. Let's see, that was proposed by you, Griff. I know that there's been a variety of comments on it. Is there anything else you need, and does this need to go to the DAO?
What we can go to the DAO with for sure is the 10% in 5 years. I don't see anything that would make us need to reconsider that, assuming that there's no objections to that in this call right now. That seems really easy. And then we can work better with the rest of the details. But the rest of the details, we're going to learn so much in the next couple of weeks with DAO mining and see how that all plays out. That I think it'd be irresponsible. It would be a waste of our time because we're going to learn so much. We just want to change something later.
These aren't things that are just easy to change later, and we should wait it out.
Yeah.
We don't really have a date put on there, right? Just keep watching.
Yeah, I think we'll know a lot more. So this week, let's see. When did it launch? Has it not even been? So I think this weekend they will do the first top up on the liquidity mining. So every 2 weeks they change the liquidity mining amounts and like the percentages. They have like a Nike swoosh kind of distribution. And so we're going to learn something about that process on Saturday. And then we will look at the distributions of the give drop with the new additions and these other things. Also, I think within the next 3-4 weeks, we should be, there's no reason not to, I think we should just do the final data for like all of the give drop stuff and all of the distributions when we feel comfortable about launching. And then this vote is one of the last things that we need to pull off, because then we'll have the best information, we'll be able to make the most informed decisions on the future of our economy.
Awesome. Okay. Hand it over to, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and give the floor to Hannah.
For sure. Wait, am I muted? No, I'm not. Can you guys see my Chrome monthly budget allocations screen?
Not yet.
Wait, what was that?
I don't actually see it yet.
It's loading.
It's loading.
Okay.
Me too.
Cool. Let me know once it pops up.
If it pops up.
Yeah, it feels longest I've seen the load.
Should I try again?
We can also just go look at it. We can all jump into the spreadsheet. We don't have to do the screen share.
Here, let me try one more. I'll just try this.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, cool. You guys can see this?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. So basically, first of all, what happened, I'll try not to get like too in the weeds, but what happened was since payments got behind a little bit, when we were calculating payments for like basically 3 months in a row, we calculated the payments for each of those months based on the cred and the praise scores. But then when we went from like 1 month to the next, we didn't subtract what we had taken out of the first one. We just like calculated again and again. So we were like incrementally like overpaying, but like slightly more each time, because our reserves were just listed as higher than they actually were since we didn't deduct. So to fix that, what we did was, let's see, basically found out what we paid out in both March and April, because April and May we overpaid. So then in this one, let's see. So I looked at the pan that we had allocated based on payments. We subtracted that from our reserves and then subtracted it again for April to get like our true reserves, even though we thought they were higher. So then once after we did that, we looked at basically what we paid here for everyone, and then this is what we should have paid, and then this is the amount that was extra basically. So then that was deducted from June payments, which haven't been sent out yet. But that was kind of the plan. So we did that for then you can see like the result of that in June. So this is the amount that was overpaid in April. This is the amount that was overpaid in May. And then we took the June PAN allocations and subtracted things from it. So then basically the June payments are like pretty low, just because of those 2 overpayments. So it's like that much PAN. But then there's also like July, for lack of a better term. We're in 4-week periods, so it's getting like, that doesn't perfectly capture July anymore. It's like 3 weeks of July, and 1 week of June. But basically then we were going to just do, so looking at the June payment, since those are quite small, and then just like making a June and July payment, which would be like kind of like a normal PAN payment for most people. And then we get to like, basically the process right now is we look at like total cred, the 4-week cred, we divide that by 8 if you're getting regular rewards. And then we do cred plus 10% of total cred to get this adjusted cred score. This adjusted cred score is what we look at over here, and then Danny has been adjusting manually based on what she thinks people like should get, and then posting that to the channel, and then people voting on it and sharing feedback. But that's what we thought the 3 circle leads should maybe have a monthly or like every 4-week meeting on, and they should all kind of decide, because then it's just more people contributing, because more people know what everyone's been working on. And we haven't done that completely for June and July yet. I think it might be best if, instead of setting up that meeting and having people go through, maybe we get these payments out and just do it how we did it before for these payments, and then start the new process for next payment cycle. I think that could be good, but let me know what you guys think there, and what you think of, I guess, that whole kind of like solution, and if that seems fair, or if anyone wants to see it be done differently.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I started going through and adjusting the first month, and I just don't feel comfortable doing that. Like, I haven't been as active in all of the different meetings, so I don't feel like I'm the best person. I'm happy to do it and to at least get it started, but I'd really like us all to take a look at that and have more collective input into the adjustments. In the past, we've made a separate row and every person made their own, and then we did it, but I feel like we can probably do that together in a session and just walk through and make the adjustments together.
Mm-hmm. And then the last part of that, I guess that I wanted to bring up, if you notice, so right now the percentage scores that we're like using are just based on source cred, and then the praise is another column that you can look at and make manual adjustments based on. But Mateo and I were talking about like hacking, and anyone else who wants to join us as well, and just trying to kind of develop a formula or a few formulas to propose that like also bring in praise in a mathematical way, instead of just like a qualitative way. But we could, yeah, just that's the last thing that I wanted to bring up regarding that.
I don't know if someone had comments on the other piece, but on the praise side, I think I have like ridiculous spreadsheets, and I don't know that they should. I would suggest that you don't copy them, but you remake it. However, there's probably some really nice tools that you can use that are in the spreadsheets to do it. But it's basically just 3 people reading it, each praise and giving scores, and then it just automatically gets averaged, and like the percentage of praise turns into cred. And the TEC is experimenting, and Mateo specifically is on that team and helps lead the team. How do we integrate source cred and praise? And so it might be worth just going to those calls, and Mateo's already going to the calls and being part of that process, and merging our effort with the TEC's effort, because it's the same effort. Why not just get some economics of scale and share the work and the learnings, and be humble. We can be humble, and instead of trying to go a different route, the two projects can kind of merge their route and just go together in the same direction.
Yeah, definitely. That's like super good resources we should definitely look at.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to get to with this, which is why I worked with Hannah to put together start looking at a proposal for herself to take on that role, because that's definitely, it's not my strong suit.
And let me introduce Frashelle, who just hopped in. So Frashelle, she officially got hired this morning, so it's kind of fun that she has been working on doing payments for over a month, though. I think 2 months. I don't know. I'm out of it. But she's been around and helping out a lot, and so it'd be good to get her more involved as well in anything that you guys need support with.
Amazing. Awesome. All right. Welcome, Frashelle. It's super great to meet you.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you all too.
Would you like to share anything or introduce yourself to the rest of the Giveth team here?
Okay, so hi, my name is Frashelle. You can call me Fresh, but I kind of look haggard. And I've been working on payments for the second month now. So we're doing July payments. And I've also handled other tasks other than accounting. And so far, I'm enjoying the work and working with these great people. And yeah, I look forward to working with you all.
Welcome.
We can't wait to work with you too.
Yeah, so Hannah and I will probably reach out to check in with you, Frashelle. It would be great for us just to share with you what we're doing as we're changing how we calculate these different payments, and use your skills as well to build out that team and get some good processes in place that make it easy for us to do this.
Sure.
Okay, we are climbing to the top of the hour rapidly. Have just a couple minutes left. Does anyone have anything? Does anyone have anything they want to add to the hiring workflow? Last week, Willie shared with us the VidCruiter tool. Monique still has a question around who decides if we can employ a contractor or hire a person. So I think hacking out that process a little bit here with both Hannah and the contractors for design are going to be some next steps this week as well. But if anyone has any questions or anything you want to add to that, love to hear it. Okay. All right, that concludes our agenda for our working group today. Hannah and I are going to hack on a few things a little bit more. We'll check in with you, Frashelle, and get some posts up on both the forum and the DAO to get our Give tokens distributed, and then schedule a session with Mateo and maybe join a TEC praise quantification hack session, some next steps. And thank you all very much for being awesome. And let's have another great week.
There's one thing that I just wanted to bring up just to keep in mind as we move forward with all this source cred stuff is like maybe looking at the weight configurations that we have and what actions equal what, because I don't know, when I was looking at the weight configurations, I had been interacting a little bit incorrectly. I was under the impression that emojis in Discord were also weighted, but it turns out that only the emojis in GitHub are weighted. So, maybe looking at some of those things going forward and seeing if there's anything that we want to change or add or, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind as we're going through all this source cred stuff.
I did a post. Yeah, go ahead, Annie.
I was just going to say we have a lot of data now that we definitely want to go through and take a look at and think about those weightings a little bit. Love to hear what you've got though, Mateo.
No, yeah, I was gonna mention that I did a post some months ago on the TEC that kind of explained how that works, and I think I can share it in here as well. And also, I was wondering if Kai, as he's in paternity mode, maybe I can get the credentials or something, because I'm not sure if anybody else here has the ability to change the weight besides him, and we don't want to bother him that much.
Yeah, Ashley, is that something you were looking at?
Yeah, I was looking into connecting with Kai about that, and also was getting some help from the SourceCred team and being able to run our instance locally in order to like commit those changes. I don't know if I need any permissions to do that, but yeah, I wanted to check in with Kai and maybe schedule like a little like short little 15-minute chat if he had time.
Well, anytime we do something like that, having a buddy would be awesome. So if Kai's sharing something to you, Ashley, and I'm hearing Mateo's into that, I would love to see that be the power of 3.
Yeah, for sure. And Mitch also showed some interest in being involved with that chat too, so we can bring some more people in.
Awesome.
I'd like to sit in too, if possible.
Okay, cool.
Great. Okay, I'll follow up on some of those action items with each of you, and thank you all so much. Safe travels, Lauren, and Griff too, I believe.
Yeah, safe travels.
When do you guys get here? Griff?